Today, we are going to learn about angiogenesis. Angiogenesis is one of the most important processes in order for a cancer to become malignant and for it to really grow large. And so, the reason angiogenesis is so important is very simple. Every cell, every second of your life needs two things: glucose and oxygen. So these red blood cells are carrying oxygen, and then they should have a little glucose in here. But anyways, so these gray cells are supposed to represent your normal cells, and then this is the tumor growing out of control. So I'm going to pause it for a second. So this is your flow of blood, which contains the glucose and the oxygen. All of your normal cells have enough glucose and oxygen for your mitochondria, time to dance, to perform cellular respiration. But as a tumor grows and you get more and more cells, some of the cells do not get enough nutrients to live properly. And so that's represented by these blue cells. So basically, these blue cells are starving. They are not getting enough glucose and oxygen. So, what they actually do is they release signaling, which is related to the cell-cell signaling. So, they are going to signal by sending ligands to the blood vessel. And so these ligands bind to receptors. And so this is actually closer to what it really looks like. So, boom. What we now have is we now have signaling. So this ligand was sent by the hungry cell to a blood vessel cell, and then this blood vessel cell now has received the signal saying, hey, I'm hungry. So once a ligand binds to a receptor, what process happens next? Signal transduction is correct. So they don't show this, but basically these little arrows or these little circles, kind of Wonder Woman-esque in a 1980s cartoon kind of way, are the relay of messages from the receptor to the nucleus, and this is the nucleus. So the nucleus receives the message, a whole round of transcription happens, and now the cells of your blood vessel grow until they actually reach the tumor. And so once they reach the tumor, boom, now what happens is this tumor now has its own supply of blood. And so since it has its own supply of blood, there are basically no limits on how big it can grow. Or if it even gets too big for this, what it can do is it can even send more signals. And so what angiogenesis is new blood vessel growth. And it happens so that the tumor gets enough food to keep growing. So what we will watch next is what we'll watch eventually is how can you actually disrupt this process to keep tumors relatively slow. It's not a cure, but one treatment to keep cancer from getting out of control is to actually block the new blood vessel growth so the tumor can only get so large. All right. And that's what these will be. These will be drugs that do that. So hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll talk about more later.